say good morning, the other view. I have some new things to show you today. There we go. And my camera's going to kind of be in the way while we do this, so I can try to get you to see it close up. Good morning, Frank and Jackie. And Mark, good morning. So I was almost late. What is it, 8:01? Oh my goodness. Well, it was because I was trying to print out my new face views, which I have uploaded in the post section. And as you can see, I got some green stripes. So I did another print, and I'm going to have to clean my printer. But I'm going to be working on this face. So I got some more views going that are all at the same size for our upcoming guide, which I'm kind of making on the fly. Our old version was like that. And the new version, I will have several pages so that it's isolated. They're not all on top of each other. But what I do is I size my pictures so that it looks like it could be the same head. I put them all together in Photoshop, and I try to make it look like it's all the same distance from the head, I should say. So I'm going to bring my camera back over. Let's do that and start to get to work on this face. I'm going to close my door here for a moment. And what I have done was I've created a kind of a very distinctive mark right down the center of this face. It's very crude at this point. Of course, the last session I cut this head off from the body of the wolf. So we're going to be able to work on the face without the having to hold on to this and possibly wreck our position that we established earlier. So what I'm going to do is show you some tools that I typically work with. And there's a lot of different tools for the face that could be appropriate. And you're doing some very delicate work. You're doing very minute movements at a time to do a good small face like this, typical of the figurine work that we used to do. And so here are some of the tools that did work for us back when we used to do this. I'm going to bring some out and just talk about them for a minute. And then there are new tools available as well. First of all, I made my sharp line by using this up and down, and I have a straight edge to kind of measure it. But I made the line by just going carefully down the middle. And then what you do from that point is you use your calipers to measure side to side. So now I have my new reference material that I created, and I've got a great front shot. We had a front shot here, which slightly turned. This one's slightly turned, but this one's like dead on. This is new. And so, as you can see, I try to make it so the pupils of the eyes are the same on all of these. So now you have different views that you can access that give you more information about the shapes you're looking at. So right now, I have the line down the center, and I could even, if I wanted to, and I'll show you this idea, just take my, let me get my camera right down onto this so you can see what I'm doing. I can even just gauge where the center point might be, or I could even measure it and just make a few dots with my marker or pencil and then mark a line right down that center on our picture, as you can see here. There we go. All right, now what you're going to want to do is you're going to use my head's way over here. You're going to want to use your picture, and let's fix it so everybody can see all these steps, because this is what I really wanted to do. I don't want to make this look like magic, because it's really methodical. It's not magic. And I'm going to first take a measurement from the center line to the pupil and make sure I have that. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm going to try to make it so you can, there we go. And on the other side, it should be the same. And it is. Okay. So now I've got got those markings. Let me see if I can get you a good, there's a better view. Got those markings. Using this, you could even draw another line if you wanted to, right between the pupils of the eyes. Make those your center points, just like that. Okay, so now, oops, I don't know if you can see that very well. Yeah, there you go. See that? Okay, so that gives you a great starting point. There's a lot more to measure here, distance-wise, that we can do, but we're going to get started because I'm going to show you how some of these tools work. When we were doing very delicate work, this is a tiny little pad tool. Can you see that? See that? This is a dental tool that we used a grinder on to make this very little delicate pad. That's one of the tools. Now, if you don't have that, commercial tools with a fine end can work, and you can still augment your commercial tools with like a metal grinder, a small metal grinder you can get. So, but I have all these tools already, so showing you how to make tools, that was one of the sculpture videos that Chuck wanted to do, and of course never got to that. Here's another one. This was homemade as well. Let's see if I can show you that. See the little pad on the end? Now the purpose of that, and I get lazy and I just take from the back because I'm going to cut all the back of this head up at some point and reattach it. So it's going to be made with undercuts, and I'll heat it, heat the other side, put undercuts on that, make sure we get a good bond. I can also use armature if I want to. But I'm going to start to look at this, these pictures, and just start to gently place in. I hope, let's see if I want to make it so you can really see what I'm doing. Let me bring my camera down even closer, because I think that would be more helpful. Let's try this. I've got this tripod that I have to change position on in order to do this. So give me one moment while I try to get this. Still, I don't have, I know, I don't have my new camera yet, but I was so rushed for time, I couldn't get it all set up. So here I am. Now it's a little better. Let's bring our light over so you can see it. Little tiny face. Okay, let me know if that's really hard to see. So I might use this little pad tool first, and I'm just going to get some clay from the back. So little an amount. And I'm going to start to look at little areas on this face that, and I have to actually put my own head back a little to see this properly. I'm going to put little tiny pieces of clay at a time, and I'm going to constantly look, and then I'm going to come back and measure in just a minute. I'm seeing where the there's an area here that comes down just a little bit, and I'm seeing it here too. So I know that comes down a little more. Just going to add it here like that. And I hope you can see that okay. Let's see if I can get even better lighting so you can see it. Oh, good. I'm glad you can see it well. This camera right now, this little one, is a 4K camera designed to hold a little better detail. Now, when I'm all done with this, the last step will be brushing it with a paintbrush with a little bit of the solvent that we've talked about, the non-toxic solvent. You can also use alcohol. But I'm going to go step by step, and let's measure this distance to the nose now. You can see me doing that. From the center of the eyes to the nose by creating that line that helps to do that. I see where I'm going to have that nose start. So I'm going to kind of move around a minute because I want to show you how I would get to these different dimensions. There's guesswork, yes, and you get experienced. Oops, that should be down lower. Let me make sure I put that line right between those pupils, just like I have in my picture. There we go. That's better to help me. Should go down a little. You see that? All right. So now you can start to measure your distances. But this takes a lot of the, oh, wow, the magic. It takes a lot of the magic away, doesn't it? But now you guys can go, wow, I can do this too. Because I think, there's always vested interests in trying to make it like a magic trick. I'm going to get this other, I really love this tool. This is a commercial tool I got somewhere. I think Sculpture Depot, but I'm not sure. I love the fine taper, and it's a very smooth tool. Some of these are a little old and they're almost rusty. They need to be sanded to get that control back on them. And the nose will start to take shape as I add material. And I think I need another view where the face is more up, and I'm going to add that. Probably this one gives me a little bit of that right here. Let's see if our picture in the background has that depth. It does. Let me change for a minute. Okay, so this is the actual live video. And okay, so the depth here, this tapers up a little more. I'm going to actually do that right now because it's bothering me. I'm going to try when I can to use the commercially available tools like this one. I know you can get this at Sculpture Depot. Let me show you that. Well, I got a close-up on that, and I will in a minute to show you that. Let's go back to the close-up view. Okay. So what I saw in my picture just now, and I'm still looking at it, you guys can't see it, is this tapers up here a little more. That'll help me get oriented too. You're gonna do stuff where you see it and you haven't measured it, but then you have to go back and measure it. But I can see that that wasn't so deep right there. That tapers up. And this is the process. It's not fast. To do a good job, it's not fast. And I'm also looking at that. This tapers down. This mouth doesn't go up like I have it. Let's see. Let me get this tool. Put some clay back there. Now, when you're holding the head, it gets warm. And so you can get this almost warmed up clay right from the back when you're doing a very small project. And I'll measure that from the eye to this in a minute. But let me just get some because I can see it. It's so wrong, I can just see it. That comes from practice. And that's a huge part of what's going on with ability is practice. A huge part of it is practice. You can just see that the way I had that was wrong, and that's got to go in. Can you see me working on that? What happens is I start to concentrate, and then I'm not even aware of what you can see. That's not good, right? I have to be able to demonstrate. So this needs to come down. I could do that with my finger a little bit. And it's going to go up, almost like a smile, but this wolf is definitely not smiling. Definitely not. And we're going to open that mouth a little more anyway, so let's try that. All right, so we're getting a little bit closer. You don't want to rush it because then you want to go from the front and see what you've done and side to side. Let me put a measurement on that right now. I'm trying to be good and measure as I go, like do what I say, not as I do, right? So hold on one second. No, go on, out. My dogs came in because they're going to beg for their dinner. Uh-oh, that's why they came in, because they know what time it is. Oh my gosh, my alarm's going off. Alexa, stop. Let's go back to the other view. They knew what time it was. My two dogs started coming in the door. Time's up. I don't need Alexa or an alarm clock, do I? Isn't that funny? Oh, good. I'm glad you can Zoom, but I'm really remiss in not having the new camera up. But anyway, I got started in a way that you can see how I think about it as I go. And on Friday, maybe I'll go a little further. Maybe I won't because we have so much going on, and I can just kind of show you step by step. In the end, my goal is to have it really look like a wolf's face. And it's not the easiest project, I know. I have a new project coming after this that I thought of that would be, I have an easy version and a hard version. So I think you're going to find the next project really fun too. But we'll definitely go 15 days on this to where we are and then move to something new. Always learning, always trying some new technique. All right. Thank you guys so much. Again, I so appreciate you being on. See you on, is it going to be Friday? Oh my gosh. See you soon. Bye-bye.